Hey, good people. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Today in this video, you're going to hear me better because I'm holding the mic. Hi, how are you all doing? It's around almost 3 a.m. here, and I finished doing two videos. You guys know I just roll, let the phone camera roll, and I don't do any editing, nothing. I just go upload. Very happy with my work. I'm master at this, just people like they know me. So just I get a lot of bashing for it. Why don't you remember anything? I'm like, because I'm old. Then some of people be like, he cannot ever complete his sentence. He stutter a lot and he's the same old boring old style. Yeah, I do that, but this is what I do. Everybody cannot be the same. Not everybody is cool. So I'm not cool. So after doing two videos, I just thought of like this video. I haven't done this kind of video for a long time. Just give you some life updates. I always say this much minutes I'm gonna do, but I'm not gonna do that today because usually I say 5 minutes, then I go 20. But I want to give you some health updates, what I've been doing, and then talk about three topics in my mind. So first of all, health updates, like what's update with me. I have been sick for almost a month, since last month and this month, and there were hardly anybody who took care of me, including my family members. No one did. I've had to do all my work by myself. I had to treat myself. I had to talk to my dear friend, doctor, one of my doctors, Dr. Jeffrey. He's my one of my uh, good friends who always guides me and watches over. And he actually prescribed me medicine, and I took, but it took me the longest. I never been this sick in my life. Like almost 25 days antibiotics. You can see still my voice is not 100% back. I lost so much weight. Now I'm gaining, but still, like I still feel weakness, little bit sickness, and voice gets, like coughing and all that. But it's also reason is outside is very hot and humid, Bangladesh at this current moment. For some reason, just crazy hot. The sun is scorching. People are really going crazy. Like even the AC room, people are sweating. In the car is getting very warm. So in the meantime, we had a nice little Eid, and I got a little bit better. I spent some quality time with my friends, and didn't spend much time with family, to be honest. So it was a nice little Eid. I don't usually go out. I'll talk about myself a little bit, what I'm like. There was a time I was a very social person. Okay, I used to play cricket. I used to have huge friends, younger brothers, sisters, musical groups, events, food festival, this and that, food business. And I actually like that sort of idea, like staying with friends, always go to see your friends. But slowly as time progressed, I'm going to keep this very simple. I noticed not everybody is a friend. And I know I can relate this video with your own life because you have must have gone through this kind of experiences. People you call that some of your best friends, you'll actually find out in time not everybody stays loyal. Many people actually are not happy about you. They hate you secretly, or they talk about you behind your back. We also do that. Sometimes nobody is out of fault, but when you actually see someone you care about, you always protect and you always do some things nice for. And these are the people who insult you, say bad things. You slowly feel bitter and start becoming unsocial, and slowly you start losing friends. As you get older, you start losing friends. Not true for everybody, but having a huge friend circle doesn't mean they are the best friend circle. Sometimes having a best friend, one or two, that's it. That's all you need. So right now, my friend circle, after doing a lot of this work, I had a lot of people. They call themselves my friends, my best friends, biggest fans, but they somehow sort of backstab me and try to use me. So for me, I became like the typical, uh, you can say the person who like to live alone, don't want to go out. So whole point of saying this is, since 2016, I got back here from Malaysia. I hardly went anywhere. I always stayed at home. My life and love, everything became perfumes. It's kind of like a sick addiction, you can say. But this habit or this hobby kept me alive. I was so busy. I got myself so, I mean, uh, let's say how to say organized in work. I'll do reviews, I'll do decants, I'll buy perfumes, I'll go out, meet my friends, perhaps have nice food, and then come back, sleep. So my life is kind of very boring, nothing much, like just like the room. You're like, he's stuck in the room. Yes, but not all my life I was in the room. I have seen people, I have seen the world. But after seeing so much, I sometimes feel like, when you have the feeling, I have seen it all, I don't want to. But that's not true. There are reasons why people feel like that. There are a lot of things to watch, a lot of things in the world you can explore. But certain after seeing certain people's selfishness, and after you realize everything is about money, including your own family, and I don't want to share about personal things, but you'll see when you're not happening, you're not hot, you're not earning, you don't have money, no one cares for you, no one gives 2 cents about you. Okay, when you're dying, no one cares, honestly speaking. But you actually are blessed to have maybe some special people in your life, they will take care of you. God sends these people. So it's kind of sad, So when I realized the whole world is like that about money and business and selfishness, nobody's a real friend. Everybody pretends to smile and then, such a big fan. Something happened recent times, really pissed me off. When people do not keep their word, it really makes me angry. Because in my personal life, I can be a very ill-mannered person. I can be very angry. I misbehave with people, but that's when people misbehave with me. This is kind of like a reaction to those. I'm extremely nice person. People who met me in real life for first time, they will tell you, I meet people, they follow my reviews. I always talk to them. I go up to them, and then if they ask something, if it's not out of the line, I always try to entertain, give them time. So I'm not a star by any means, but people recognize me here and there because of my work in Bangladesh. So there are many people I met. They sort of like always say, I'm a biggest fan, and the stuff they do, it doesn't show that. Okay. So when you actually just humble request to people, not with me, but when you go out and someone you say you respect, or anybody, who looks up to you or trust you, do not break their trust. If you say you're going to be there, or you're going to like make a promise, and you try to keep it, because to me, the word makes a person. Like if you make your word and you actually fulfill it, you actually keep your word. That's what, it's not about being a real Muslim or something according to religion. It's about being a good human being. If you do not have self-respect, what are you, right? So seeing all this, I became kind of like angry, agitated. I always discuss about my country. You'll see me if you're my friend in Facebook. I always write negative things about Bangladesh and criticize. People say you hate your own country. At times, I really feel it's not the country that I hate. Sometimes maybe I do hate what happened to our people. Okay, and I'll admit it openly. I'm not maybe so far away from them, but I realize one thing: lack of education destroys a nation. When you don't have education, you will highly likely have no manners. You'll highly likely have never learn manners. When you don't have manners, it's very difficult for a country to move forward. Nowadays, what's happening in our country, people have a lot of money. A lot of people who are poor doing this and that. People are very smart in hardworking Bangladesh. So they find their ways, legal, illegal ways. People get rich. But when you become rich, it doesn't ensure you class. Okay. And I see a lot of people without class. They drive a nice car, but drive like total, what I want to say, but cannot say on the channel. But we start with A, then with S, you know, and the S. But then, you see what I mean. But when you see them on the road, you have to be here. In this country, I have seen different countries, and I saw Bangladesh. I have seen our people outside. I always protested, don't talk about my people. Any foreigner would speak out against me, like my Malaysian friends sometimes made fun of my people, insult them. Because Bangladesh is working, guys, all over the world, mostly are migrating workers, like migration workers. They do construction, like workers, like the cleaners and this. So people look down upon them, these stinky people, poor people. But huge part of them actually sending money back to our country. They're honest earners, hardworking, honest earners, and most of them are honest. But a lot of people are really horrible. They do crimes. They actually cheat. They betray their friends. They promise people will actually be able to go to foreign countries to work, but they take their money and never ever send them. So you just get some ideas. So I always still felt if someone insulted my country outside, I would get so mad. Do not talk about my country. Sometimes one of my Pakistani friends, not friends, guys said, whatever we did in 71 was justified. I got so mad, and I actually wanted to confront that guy. But, people, when you give wrong impression and then they grow up seeing negative people, you always sort of like not generalize, but you'll make an opinion, right? So about me, when I got back here, my sort of patriotism, people say when you live abroad, your patriotism is so much more. But some people say when you live in the country and go through the, all the corruption, everything, and you still survive, that's real patriotism. I don't know, okay? But I don't know what it's like to be patriot, but I would imagine if you believe you're a good person, but you practice ethics just for yourself but not for others, there's no point. Recently, we have been seeing a lot of this nonsense in our country, like our culture is totally gone. People are driving like maniacs, no measure for anybody's security. People are dying. And we opened this one of the largest bridge in Southeast Asia, and a lot of accidents are happening. And you blame the government. And I'm going to a little bit serious talk, but this is where we are lagging, manners. Even educated people can have no manners, but actually what I notice, people when they have a system, when you have to be a nice guy and everybody have a nice little practice, people would be ashamed to do something like, let's say, cutting a line in supermarket. You're paying and some guy just cut the line and go in there, or Starbucks you're trying to order. You'll not feel good about yourself when people are misbehaving with you, rude, and then they actually bend the law a little bit and you don't get your rights. You're not gonna feel good. This is all happening here, many times. And people have kind of privileges, corrupted people, rich people, powerful people. On the other hand, the poor people, they don't get their rights, their money gets robbed, what a lot of things. But what I'm trying to say, when you don't have education, there's no light inside you, there's no humanity inside you. You can feel whatever I do is okay. You can play loud noise, okay, next to your neighbor at 3 a.m. and disturb them. Nobody's going to say anything because those people are powerful, right? So it's not coming from you, right? So a lot of these things happening. People are they're driving, showing off their skills. They think it's so cool, vlogging, and the next hour they are dead. I have seen some kids like that, driving their 1500cc cars, 1.5 cars, like for 180, 200, just for fun, and then they crash. A lot of other lives are lost. This is happening a lot, and when it's a small country, a lot of people actually eventually forget because the life is so tough. Struggles are happening. So country like Bangladesh, if you see our neighbors, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, they're facing a lot of economic crisis. They're going through, I think, almost bankruptcy. Sri Lanka, I think, already hit that point. So a lot of my good friends are from these countries. So apart from education, also important, corruption. Corruption is a cancer that kills. So I've been seeing these things. I try to keep quiet. I don't like to bother, because the moment you write something, you'll be in trouble. It's writing against certain people. But why blame the government when your own people, and what is there to be proud of? If people are corrupt, oh, you cannot say anything about your country. It's not nice. You're giving wrong message to the world. I am not giving any message to the world. I'm just trying to say, if you do not care for your country but you actually pretend that you do, that's the worst hypocrisy ever. I have seen people talking about, oh man, Ramadan, man, this time you cannot do anything, and then, no, you're not a good Muslim, you don't pray 5 times a day. But these same people do a lot of awful things. Okay, I know, I have seen, and I don't want to generalize anybody, but when people talk a lot of ethics, in real life they are not really ethical. Many people are like that. So everybody is a sinner, sort of, right? So we do judgment. We are so into other people's life, we don't look at ourselves, right? So I'm not also out of it. I also judge people, but I actually try to maintain one policy. I will never ever cheat on someone in terms of, let's say, doing a exchange. Like, let's say I'm selling something and you send the money. It will never happen in my life. I try to do this with my life. I never ever am lazy. Let's say you paid me the money, the next day I'm supposed to send it. I do not send it, but I make some excuse. Even there's a storm, I go and send your stuff. Some people, you send their stuff, they say, bro, I'm going to pay in 3-5 days. 3-5 days goes, 2 weeks goes, they don't bother. And you have to chase them, to tell them. And you feel ashamed, like, I'm so sorry, I'm asking for the money. You feel ashamed. Look at the type of people we have, no self-respect. So if you don't have education, if you don't have self-respect, if you don't respect others, if you're not honest, you always lie, what's the purpose of 5 times prayer? What's the purpose of calling yourself with a long beard? And again, I'm not talking stereotyping. I've seen bad people everywhere, any religion. Like I have seen our neighboring country bashing us for eating beef. So this is a religion. We respect our brothers who are from non-Islamic backgrounds, whatever they eat, pork. I have no issue with it, because that's their culture. We respect it. We just don't do it because it's against our religion. But we never, not, I want to say we, many people do. They like to get into serious fights. But the ultimate idea is, if you don't have any humanity, what religion is going to do for you? So it's become a religious talk. But many people ask me, you're not religious, your name is Joy, and you're not a Muslim, you're just like this. I don't want to be. I don't want to be those Muslim that you want me to portray. No, I want to do what my heart tells me. That's what traveling and living 40 or 1 years of life did for me. I see for souls. I don't look at religion. I don't look at people, where you're from, what you did. If you're a nice person, kind person, and you have light inside you, if you have God inside you, no matter whatever is a God's name, I respect you. Okay, so yeah, these are the kind of talks I wanted to do, and it bothers me sometimes, because when you live in a toxic place, you can try to tell yourself, like, just don't look, just look away, Don't look at the wrongdoing. Perhaps it's not happening to me. Someone else is doing wrong to someone else. Don't look away. Just look away. And you live your own life. I even wrote a status yesterday, like, live a selfish life, eat, drink, don't bother, don't write. It's not going to give you anything. It's true. But if everybody is doing that, everybody think like it's not me. On the street, someone's beating up someone for protecting their sister. It's not my problem. Someone's being raped. It's not my problem. And why would I get into trouble? And why would I try to be ethical in anything? That's my enemy. I don't want to be ethical to my enemy. Wrong. Okay. People are getting such horrible teachings and examples from us, our generation. Next generation is going to be worse. I noticed, just one last thing I want to say. Kids back in the day, I have seen parenting. I don't want to say our times were the best, our parents were the best, or the ones before. The culture was so good, so simple. But there was a time. There was a thing called respect. Nowadays, we don't have that. Everybody act like we are so smart, we know it all. When a time of crisis comes, we'll see who knows what, right? People always want to get shortcut in life. They want you to do favors to them. If you don't, you're a bad person. Since when it became like this, the world became like this, that everything, it's either this extreme or that extreme. There's no such thing two person can sit in one table, have a conversation. No need to be judgmental. He is holding the Bible, he's holding the Quran, No fight, just healthy talk, learning about each other. What happened to that, And I'm seeing this all over the world. I'm not talking about my country only. So we are becoming like whatever media feeds us, we believe. We don't ever judge. We never met these people. We just make a kind of like a assumption about them, right? So are we guilty of it? Think of these things, think of the things that I was talking about if you actually heard me. And I really feel I want to be a good human being, but I have a lot of faults, right? I do have a lot of faults, but I want to be a good human being sometimes, So these things bother me. That's why I want to talk about it. So when I do good, how difficult it is to be a good person. What do I mean by good? Tell the truth. Why would you lie? Don't be mean to people. Why would you not be professional? Why do you not do your job properly? Why you try to cheat your customers? You sit in Uber drives 20 kilometers in an empty road. Why do you do that? Right? So, yeah, and then also misbehaving with people. Why? For no reason, right? So, wherever you are, wherever your service is, try to love your job, your work, respect everybody around you. And even if it's difficult for you, try to respect your surroundings. The nature will respect you and the whole system will be restored someday. Okay, we are way out of control nowadays. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. I think I'll go upload this if someone watches it. Please do let me know your thoughts. Perhaps I will discuss with you. Take care. Good night from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Bye-bye.